All right, Anthony D. Andrews Jr., the Assistant Director of Student Activities.
Hi, how are you, Andrew?
Um, I wanted to ask you I wanted to get some information from you about Shirley Jackson, who is the student government president. When was the first time you met Shirley Jackson?
Oh, wow. Shirley Jackson. I met Shirley Jackson about 2 years ago when she was doing doing a show. I think she was competing in the Mr. and Mrs. York pageant. That's when I met Shirley Jackson.
All right. Yeah, you know her on a day that you've met her. You speak with her regularly?
Well, yes, we do. Shirley is the student government president, and as the assistant director of student activities, I work with her very closely.
Okay. How well? Because I've spoken so far with a few people about the club. How well she's funded. How well has she funded the clubs here at the school? Has she been generous with the clubs?
I think Shirley has played a role in the funding of many of our student organizations, and I think she does a very good job as the student government president.
Okay. How would you describe Shirley Jackson as a person, do you think? Hold on a second. Give me a second. How would you describe Shirley Jackson as a person?
I think Shirley Jackson is a good person, and she tries very hard on behalf of the students as a student government president. And I think even before she became a student government president, she worked very hard, very diligently to support the needs of the students here at this college.
Do you think that she has been very influential because of these things like Project ER and the other things she's done here?
I think as student government president, she is part of the governance structure of the college, and as such can be very influential in her role as the student government president.
Do you think that she has been, all right, how I put this? Do you think she is, since you've worked there, do you think she has been the best student government president in terms of how much of an impact she's had on the student body?
Well, I think that it's very difficult to quantify who the best is. I've worked with over 10, maybe 20 student government presidents over the years, and I really couldn't say who was the best. Each one of them had their own strengths and their own weaknesses. Each one of them worked very diligently on behalf of the students, and some worked even more diligently than others. It really wouldn't be fair on my part to classify someone as the best. There were a number of good student government presidents, people who were the people who oversaw student government on behalf of the students, and I think Shirley is one of those people in the upper half of that group in terms of work that she's done on behalf of the students as a student senator and a student government president. I think she's about in the upper half of that group.
Okay. Has she? All right. How has she? But do you think that she has left a mark on the college in terms of what she's done so far?
Sure. I think that every student senator and every student government president, has left some kind of mark on the college once they've gone. Some more positive than others, and I think Shirley will have left a positive mark on this college once she leaves as a student government president.
Okay. All right, thank you. I just want to get a little information from from you about Shirley Jackson.
Thank you very much, Andrew. I appreciate you coming by.
Okay.